ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
Swami, while we are, hearing this Mumuksha Padit, Prakarana, qualities of the SrIvaishNava, Swami, the 10 qualities that were mentioned by pUrvAchAryas Swami, if we are analyzing it, practically we are far from it. And the very first thing is also is bothering, idea like keeping senses and subjects away from controlling the mind. So, where we are and where these qualities, how we can get to this stage, Swami, it is far beyond to expect even whether these things will come in this lifetime or not. So, what to do, Swami? How to cultivate these qualities, Swami? We are far distance to these qualities if we analyze it truly. Ideal, I am speaking ideal.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's a very important concept to understand. See, we have come now up to Tirumantaram section is completed. Now, next we are into the Prakaranam. So, pUrvAchAryas is highlighting the person who is regularly chanting Guru Parampara and Jaya Mahamantram constantly, and the person who desires to attain moksham, such person should have these qualities, these 10 qualities, starting with detachment from worldly things, complete detachment from worldly things. So, starting with that, he is identifying these wonderful qualities. Now, every one of us will be lacking in many of these qualities. We may have some of these qualities, but many of these qualities will be lacking only because we are just starting to understand our Sampradaya principles, starting to listen to Kalakshepam and so on. Without listening to Kalakshepam, we won't even know that these things exist. We will know just basically some good things like bhakti, devotion, maybe gain some knowledge about Bhagavan. These things are generally known to us. But unless we go into Mumuksha Padi or SrIvaishNava or pUrvAchAryas Granthas like Jnanasaram, prachAraka, Taptakadi, so unless we get into these Granthas, we will not even know that these things exist. That is the state of many of the SrIvaishnavas. In the olden days, these things will be practiced at home. That is, most elders will be practicing these qualities. Between SrIvaishnavas, they will be discussing about these qualities. So it was at least somewhat there is possibility of having some awareness about these qualities. But nowadays, because the elders are also not discussing these things, and we are also not in satsangam, it will be very much new for many of us. So what happens is, by constant listening to lectures, engaging with those who are following these principles to some extent, and getting guidance from them, we have to start from somewhere. We have to start from some point and developing this quality. So that is the first point. And also in any of our pUrvAchAryas Granthas, anytime we listen to these principles, such as having detachment to worldly activities, and then being totally focused on Tirumantram and Dvayam, having Acharya Premam, having Kritagyata, gratitude towards Bhagavan and Acharya. These principles, when we listen to that, they are only theoretical for us. Now we have to see, first of all, how this theory was put into practice by our pUrvAchAryas. Because if we look at our pUrvAchAryas' life, then we can see many of these principles are practiced. For example, Puratalvan was there. He was totally detached from worldly things. Even the small bowl which his Dharmapati carried when they were traveling towards Ramanuja, that time even the bowl which was carried by, golden bowl which was carried by his Dharmapati, he took it and he threw it away. So at least when we look at these personalities, these great Mahatmas who have followed these principles practically, then we will develop confidence that this is possible. If we keep discussing with samsari materialistic people, then we will think that these are not for this day and age. These are only for past period. But if we discuss purvAchAryas' lives, even though it was in past, still we can at least relate to that because they were also living like a human being. They were also having family. They were also having children. Still, they were detached from worldly things. Still, they were not hankering for material wealth, fame, and honors and all of that. So, the more we listen to Guru Parampara, we will understand these principles can be practically followed. And then once we get that confidence, by constant listening to these principles and by having frequent darshan of their Acha ceremony, like Alvar's ceremony, Acharya's ceremony, because the Alvar's Acharya's ceremony are themselves very purifying for us. Just like Bhagavan's ceremony is very purifying. So we have to visit Dividesham, Alvar Acharya, Avatar, and have darshan of their ceremony and meditate upon their ceremony. Because Acharya ceremony, Vigraha Dhyanam is also very important. That principle has to be followed. So by these things, over time we will develop at least some of these qualities. It is not that all of these are impossible. Then it does not take so much time and effort to write these down. It is definitely possible, but it will take the grace of purvAcharyas, our current acharyas, and it will take our own inclination and there to become as stated in the purvAchAryas works. Hope that is helping.
Yes, Swami. That Swami, Devarir explained beautifully that we are family members, having wife, children, working occupation duty, problems of the occupational duty. We have to resolve this home, necessities. So, so Swami, now, is there any hope for us to come to this level? We have this many attachments are there.
No, definitely. See, if you look at everything can be seen from history and also even from present. Both has to be seen, and we have to see from examples. There were many great kings. Those kings were like very wealthy, with lot of uh, uh, power and control. Even they became sages, rishis, just by fraction of mercy of Mahabhagavatas and by mercy of Bhagavan, and also by their own realization based on particular incidents. When a particular incident happens, that strikes in our mind. Many people in the past, in the history, we see that they have changed dramatically within a short time frame also. And we see in many cases, many people have progressed step by step also. That is a normal. Usually people progressing step by step is better. And we see that also. And even today, we see that many Bhagavatas, both in SrIvaishNava Sampradayam and also in other Sampradayams, we see people are totally transformed compared to what their previous inclinations were. If you look at some people from different Sampradayams, our own Sampradayams, people who are meat eaters, people who are completely materialistic, now they are all leading a very peaceful life, very devotional life. So if it is possible for one person, why is it not possible for us? So it is totally up to us to take up the opportunity, take up the mercy given by Perumal. He has told that we want to my comforts, my family, my children, their comforts. If you only have that in our mind, then there is no scope for changing. We have to be very courageous. We'll give one very small example. Let's say we say that you should not eat certain food items. Let's say this granulated sugar, crystal sugar. We say that we should not eat because it is not Vaidika. Only country sugar should be used. From sugar cane, that natural sugar only should be used. Many people say, "Oh, how will I change?" And it's not possible at all that. But tomorrow, if let's say that same person gets a disease, and if doctor says that if you eat 1 spoon of crystal sugar, then that is your uh, gateway to death, then that person will immediately stop eating that sugar. It will not even come near to him. So when there is some danger for the body, people are ready to change. But there is constant danger for Atma, people are not ready to change. Because we don't understand what is the value of Atma. So we have to understand the value of Atma, and then we have to change. If we understand the danger for Atma, we will refrain from engaging in such activities. Having too much attachment, too much desire, too much anger, too much lust, greed, all of these are dangers for Atma. Just like too much salt, too much spice, too much oil, too much fat, these are all much lust, too much greed, all bad for the Atma. So when we understand this, we will immediately change. Just like how a person will stop eating oil, stop eating sugar, anything. They'll be ready to give up any food which is to their greatest liking. They'll stop if it is a danger for the body. So similarly, we have to understand what is bad for the Atma, and we have to change. And we see there are so many people, not even just in SrIvaishNava Sampradayam, but even general people who are in the West, for example, taking up the yoga, taking up the meditation, different philosophies, they are changing totally. Forget about even those things. Even people who are just focusing on, uh, you know, well-being lifestyle, they are changing to vegan lifestyle, they are changing to vegetarian lifestyle. So many people are changing so easily, so quickly for different purposes. So why we should not change? That is the main thing. If we understand the principle, it will be very easy for us to change. But primarily, it is up to our desire. We have to have the desire to change, and we should have the courage to uh, change also. We should not be fearing and be scared. What will other person say? If we put Tiruman and Sichurnam, what will my manager think, or what will my neighbor think? We should not worry about those things. We should worry about our sampradayam, our practice only. Similarly, for everything, if I go out and don't join them for some dinner, then my family members or my colleagues in office may think bad about me. They will feel uh, upset and so on. So if we think about these things and violate our ahara niyamam, then we will have to suffer for that. Rather, if we are strong and we say that this is my principle, I will not give up this principle for anyone, and it should not be hypocrisy that I will change my principle whenever I want. Like if I am hungry, I'll go out and eat. But if somebody calls me, I will say that no, I won't eat out. So if we are having hypocrisy, then people will not respect us. They will say that you are not being consistent. But we have to be consistent, and we should not be hypocrite also. Then people will automatically respect us. So that is the basic principle which we have to follow. So everyone can change. Nobody is uh, nobody can be said that they cannot change.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.